learned on the first day that when I was promoted as chief engineer, you see, I joined as fourth engineer in 1974. And then I worked through the ranks to third engineer, second engineer, and chief engineer. Now, I'll never forget that day when I was promoted by the company to chief engineer. That day, we were sitting on the ship in the mess room. This room is where you have meals on the ship. And the superintendent, the company superintendent, sent me the promotion that I was going to be chief engineer. And on that day, the existing chief engineer was leaving that day. And I took over on that same day. And as we were sitting with the captain on the ship, the captain, in fact, the ship was sailing the next day. And the captain told me, "Chief, tomorrow we are sailing at 6 o'clock in the morning. So please get your engines ready and everything ready for sailing tomorrow." I said, okay sir, okay captain. I must tell you, that night I did not sleep well. I was thinking, now that engine, the chief engineer, the current chief engineer is gone, and I'm now the chief engineer, and tomorrow the vessel is sailing to deep sea. In fact, we are going to Aden, the port of Aden that day. So, like I said, I could not sleep at night thinking about the engine. I was saying to myself, that engine, will it stop? Will it start tomorrow? If we start it, will it start and the ship start moving? Those were the worries that kept me awake throughout the night. And before I went to bed, I told my second engineer to prepare the engine, get it warm for the voyage next day. And in the morning, the type of ship that I was working on was not controlled from the bridge. It was controlled from the engine room through means of telegraph. Telegraph is a kind of communication that you use on the ship from the engine room to the bridge where the captain is. So in the morning, when we were ready, everything is ready, we went down there and they rang on the telegraph, standby. Standby means all the crew stand by for leaving the port. So the second engineer was there on the controls of the main engine to start the engine, and we were standing there watching. Everything was ready. All the compressors and things were running. Air for starting the engine was ready. But I was extremely worried. I thought that engine would not stop, it would not start. And if it doesn't start, what shall I do? Right, so the telegraph rang, dead slow ahead. It is a message coming from the captain through the telegraph system to the engine room to tell the engineers what to do with the engine. So the telegraph read, dead slow ahead. We are leaving port now. That means start the engine on a slow mode so that the ship will start moving. Now that is the worst time that I went through, because I was thinking that engine will need to start. And the second engineer was here, was the one to start the engine. So he responded to the telegraph, dead slow ahead, and then he swung the engine. You know, there's a wheel there that you turn to supply air to the engine so that the engine can start. And the second engineer did that. And the engine started. So I said to myself, look, I could not sleep the whole night because of thinking of that problem, of engine not being started. Now, from that time on, I said, in this world, and please listen to me, in this world there are no problems at all. That is my belief. There are no problems. Okay? The problems are there, but the solutions, we have more solutions than problems. So, if you have a thing here called problem, this particular problem is surrounded by about 1 million solutions. 1 million solutions. This is my belief. All that you have to do is to pick up the correct solution, apply it there, and off you go. Finish. The second thing I wanted to tell you is about good health. Good health. How to live good health in this world. What do you have to do to be in good health? And I learned from the health experts that for you to be in good health depends on two things. Good health depends on two things only. Number one, for you to be in good health depends on what you put here, what you eat. Okay? Good health depends on two things. Number one, what you eat. And number two, to be in good health depends on what you do. That means after eating, what do you do? Do you sit down like this or do you do something? So we are told to put good things in the mouth and then do something. Don't just sit down here like this. That is encouraged because we have two organs in our bodies. We have the heart here and the lungs there. When you're doing something, the heart is busy pumping air, pumping blood, and the lungs are pumping air. Now these two things, the air and the blood, they mix in the lungs and then they go to all parts of your body. That is good health. Thank you very much for listening.
Asante sana. Asante sana. I hope you're taking notes. We have two books to be given out. We'll ask some few questions, and the first book actually inakuja saizi. I'm sorry because there are people, when Edward spoke, came here to speak, some of you were not here. So this now, you will blame it on